Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I'm Liz Quinn, your star Scentsy consultant. So today what I have for you is a warm review on the 5-bar bundle that's in our holiday collection, which will be released on October the 1st. So I have the 5 bars here, and I also pulled bars which were already in my collection and I've already melted in the past that might have some similarity so that you guys can get at least somewhat of an idea of what I am smelling here. Now, first off, I want to tell you I have enjoyed all 5 of them. They have performed well for me. Some of them are a little bit lighter and some of them are a little bit stronger, but none of them are a dud and none of them are so strong that I find them unpleasant in the house. So that is good news, because compared to our Harvest 5-bar bundle, where I've enjoyed those, but they're a little more hit and miss, these were very, very solid, and I think you guys are going to love them. So let's just start off with the Cherries Jubilee, and these can either be bought in the cute little 5-bar bundle with bag, or you can mix and match them in a bundle and save, where you buy 6 as a group in the bundle and save in these specials, and then you're going to get a bar free for that price of $30. So I don't remember exactly what this is. I think it's $25 for the set of 5, but anyway, I'm rambling. So Cherries Jubilee, this one I was very, very surprised how much I liked it on cold sniff, and I do enjoy it very much on warm. So let's see what Scentsy actually says the notes are supposed to be. Cherries Jubilee is make room for dessert, black cherry, simmered with raspberry and a refreshing burst of zesty lemon. So the raspberry, the lemon, and the cherry give me a very nice balance of sweet and tart. It is not sugary sweet, it's not saccharin, it's not cough syrup at all. It is just a really good cherry, and that bite from the lemon and the raspberry comes out when you warm it. I could actually see myself doing this pretty much any time of the year, and maybe even mixing it with something like lemon coconut chiffon if I wanted to do something really fancy like a cherry lemon cake, or squeeze the day for sure. I think that would be excellent with this, and it is just an amazing bar. I really am liking it. Of course, cherry scents come very, very strong out of the gate, and then they die pretty fast, so 6 to 8 hours is probably as much as you're gonna get out of this bar, but I love it. So I wanted to sniff it side by side with last year's darling, which is maraschino sugar cookie. Now this brick, can you see what happened to my brick? I don't know what the deal is. I don't dare turn this thing up the up end, because it will drip red staining oil all over myself and my new carpet. So we're not gonna do that. But this one does have that same decadent, very saturated cherry. It just obviously has all the sugar cookie notes to go with it. And this one is so much more just honest and fruity. It doesn't have anything fancy and weird in it that makes it off. It doesn't do what maraschino sugar cookie does for me. Now, I know many of you love maraschino sugar cookie, but this one is actually a little bit too much with all that buttery shortbread. I just can't deal with it, and that's why I've still got half a brick left, because I struggle to melt that for a long time. But this one, it's a perfect balance, and I think I will probably get more. I don't know if I will club this. I will have to melt a few more bars and see if it's that good. But for me, I struggle, except for apple cherry strudel and red, white, and berry pie, which I love, I really don't do a lot of just hardcore cherry scents, and this one is a huge, delightful surprise for me. So that is Cherries Jubilee. Now the next one is the one I bet most people that love bakery were just holding their breath about, and that is Rum Plum. So of course we have to compare that with sweet plum pastry. So I can tell you that Rum Plum is a medium zone space kind of a bar, I think. After it cures for a while, maybe it will increase in strength, but I would not put this in a super large room. What this has is a wonderful, sweet, jammy, bubbly plum and crust note. The crust is there. I'm not making it up. You will smell it. But the strength and intensity, I think, will only get to a good medium. I haven't done 4 cubes in a warmer yet. I've done 2 and 2 in a few different places. I did 2 cubes and 2 cubes, so it's a total of 4 in my bedroom, and I did 2 cubes in the space in my basement that's easy to scent. You can smell it very distinctly in both places. It has all of the right notes, and it's delightful. But I will say the sweet plum pastry still reigns supreme when it comes to throwing like a champ. So sweet plum pastry is a little bit more fall, if there is a difference in plum pastries. And the Rum Plum does read a little bit more holiday to me. This one being the gold standard of all time for people when it comes to a plum bakery scent. Sweet plum pastry has this little bit of dark burned juices quality. It's beautiful. That almost reads spice that makes me think fall. Whereas the Rum Plum is a little bit more Christmas baking fruit. I don't know. The differences are slight, but this is a medium throw at best right now, and this one is always a medium to medium strong. And if you do not have sweet plum pastry, Rum Plum will do the job of giving you an excellent, enjoyable, bubbly, gooey, crusty baked goods scent. So you should rejoice. I think it's definitely great. If I was gonna give that a grade, because I know how much people want sweet plum pastry back. If sweet plum pastry is an A+, I would say the Rum Plum is an A-, and the only differences are the slight nuances of the fall versus winter and the Rum Plum just not being quite as strong. But honestly, I think that there's more crust in Rum Plum than there is in sweet plum pastry. So excellent. I would not be at all disappointed. And if you can't get your hands on sweet plum pastry, definitely put Rum Plum in a club or get a whole bunch of it, because I think it's going to be amazing, especially after it sits for a while, and I'm really happy with it. And I went into my collection of cups, and today we're just going to use Mr. Goose here. So I love these. I have 4 of them, and they have some cute little thing on the back and the ones on the front. This one doesn't actually have a name. We have, over the course of several videos and me talking to my friend Robin, decided to christen my one beautiful chicken Ralph, even though it's a girl. So if you guys want to come up with a great name for him, I was thinking something like, Harold or Gerald or something, but leave me a comment of what we can name Mr. Goose here. So the next one is going to be Cranberry Candy Cane. And I was very shocked at how much I like this on cold, because I don't really love mint scents. And of course, I forgot to read you what Scentsy actually says is in Rum Plum, which is supposed to be plum jam and vanilla sugar with a flaky buttery crust that's going to have you singing a delicious melody. Well, I would say it'll have you singing Christmas carols. And I don't really get vanilla specifically, but I get lots of good sugary vanilla buttery pastry, and then the distinctly bubbly jam note. So let's go back to our Cranberry Candy Cane, and let me see if I can find the description of this. In a twist on tradition, fresh cranberries and pomegranates are swirled with peppermint sticks. Now, I think what I like about this bar so much is the pomegranate, which does something to cut the mint, and it's really good. And then what was the other one? Raspberry? Pomegranate and cranberry. Okay. Now, I did not foresee Very Berry Cranberry leaving the catalog. If I could have what I think would be the perfect mix for me, I might really like 1 cube to 1 cube Very Merry Cranberry with this wonderful Cranberry Candy Cane, but I can't get that. I might be able to try the cranberry and cardamom, but I think that that might be too many weird notes and it would be conflicting. I'm not sure. Anyway, this is gorgeous. It is sharp, it is clean, but the pomegranate balances it, and then the cranberry is also just very good. You know what this might be good with is Snow-Kissed Cranberry, and I do have a few old bars of that, so I may mix those. Now, does it remind me of Perfect Peppermint, which is the gold standard in peppermint? Not really a bar I personally love. And the answer is yes. Perfect Peppermint is just a hard peppermint crunchy candy. That's what you get. And maybe even a little bit towards a pure peppermint oil, but it doesn't really, the Perfect Peppermint doesn't really read health food store, where we will be getting one in the sense of the season, which is Peppermint Rush. I'm not even really looking forward to getting the sample bars of that, because I really struggle with that one. To me, it smells like a health food store and peppermint oil, and I do not like it. So Perfect Peppermint's better than that. It's just that it can give me a headache if I melt too much of this. But compared to the Cranberry Candy Cane, it is a little bit more intense and biting, and this has balance. Even though the pomegranate is also tart, it just takes the peppermint with that little bit of cranberry, and it just makes it wonderful. So I'm rambling a little bit. Now, the other thing that it reminded me of just a bit was Snowberry, which if I had to choose between these two, I'd probably take the Snowberry because there's more complexity in this, but this is such a well done berry and peppermint scent, and it's got a tiny zing of cinnamon. So the Cranberry Candy Cane is definitely sharper, not as complex. Yeah, And I love Snowberry. I did not know how much I loved Snowberry until we couldn't get it anymore. So there's less similarity between these two, but these would actually be really good melted in alternate rooms, I think. So now the next scent is going to be Sleigh Ride. And wow, you guys, it's beautiful. It is a middle of the road as far as throw. Like, it's a good strong medium, but it isn't going to blow you out of the house. But again, I am a pine person, so you know, I might be having trouble reading this one correctly. This has the most beautiful fir needle note. I love all the pine, spruce, balsam, Christmas tree scents Scentsy makes, but this one's very impressively lovely. So this is what Scentsy says about this one. Sleigh Ride. Journey through the snow amid crisp air, fallen fir needle, and a touch of cranberry. The little bit of cranberry, being tart and berryish, gives a depth and a softness to this that is different than, let's say, iced pine from last year and earlier, which is much more astringent. I did pull very snowy spruce, which I think is the closest to this. But the Sleigh Ride, the fir needle note is beautiful. Yeah, very snowy spruce is a little bit more woody. It's got pine cones, it's got amber. So this one reads more November. This came out as a November scent of the month many years ago. And the Sleigh Ride, it is similar. It's a little bit more muted in the clam, but when you warm this, it gets this absolutely glorious fir needle note. Oh, it's beautiful. So this is probably going to be a club contender for me. The problem is I like all the new fir, balsam, whatever, cedar, pine smells, and I have them all in my, all in my club. So this one is very, very nice. And I do not see as much similarity to last year's Sweet Orange and Evergreen. That one has a distinctly mistletoe type note. This does not. This is classic fir, really good. If you are looking for the Christmas tree scent to offend no one, this has got to be it. It is so, so nice. So then the other thing that people were saying is that it might be like red berry and spruce. And I would say no, because the red berry and spruce has a very distinct blue spruce note, whereas this is far more fir. Fir, F-I-R, as a greenery tree note is sweet. Whereas the spruce has that bite. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's got to be blue spruce too, because I mean, I've cut down many a tree in my life and made tons and tons of evergreen wreaths by hand, using things in my yard and going to the florist shops and things. So this one is definitely heavier and sharper, and this one is sweeter. So it's really, really good. Sleigh Ride's amazing. And then last but not least, what do I think of our rock star Vanilla Barnwood? It's gorgeous, you guys, and it lasts, at least for me. I know this is the one where everybody was freaking out about performance. This bar was excellent. So where I usually will test a fussy bar is in my bedroom. I have the Birds of a Feather, which is an element warmer, and I have my Amazing Grace warmer. Both of those at this point are retired. But I used 2 cubes and 2 cubes because I just didn't want to mess around. I didn't want to do 1 cube and not like the performance or whatever. So 4 cubes total is kind of where my cutoff is if I'm going to be able to enjoy a bar and feel good about repurchasing it and not just waste wax trying to find smell. So this Vanilla Barnwood was beautiful. And Scentsy says that this is barnwood covered with creamy vanilla and rich amber, which conjures up a picturesque snow-covered countryside. Well, that is the one where I would say the description, I know that those are the notes, but that's not what I get out of it. What I get out of this is a very gentle, complex, sultry amber smell. And I know that there's vanilla, but the vanilla and the wood roll in with the amber to almost make it smell a little bit lemony. And people were saying cutie pie cupcake, and thankfully I do have a bar and a half left of cutie pie cupcake, so we're going to smell these together too. So of course, cutie pie cupcake is a bakery smell, and this is probably an older bar. Whereas this is far more amber. It's got that sophisticated high-end boutique, almost body care, definitely expensive fancy candle in the cut glass jar kind of a smell. This one to this one, there is a weird similarity, but there isn't any bakery. There isn't any overly sweet. It's just super complex. And actually, it's one of the bars, at least in my home, where I put it in, and at first I was worried about performance. Several hours later, the thing was going like a freight train, relatively speaking. I'm not saying it was going to do amazingly in a huge high ceiling space, but it was saturated and heavy in my room. absolutely beautiful. So then, is it like Pacific sandalwood? That's the more important question, and the answer is there is enough similarity. The difference, though, is that Pacific sandalwood over time gets this sweetness, this marshmallowiness, and this coastal scent, whereas the vanilla barnwood definitely goes more amber, at least for me. So are they similar? Yes. And of course, they're terrible in a ring light. They're definitely similar in their packaging and their color. So if you've never smelled Pacific sandalwood, getting vanilla barnwood, I think you'll be inspired and you'll love it. Now, this is the tough question. If I could only choose one between vanilla barnwood and Pacific sandalwood, which one would I get? I don't know, because I have not melted vanilla barnwood long enough to get attached to it. But for me, it's almost summer and winter. I think I'd prefer to do the Pacific sandalwood in the hot months and the vanilla barnwood in the cool months. So I don't know, but this is gorgeous, you guys. We don't have anything else like it in region 1. I know in some of the other regions down under, they actually are able to just keep Pacific sandalwood all the time. But wow, this vanilla barnwood was fabulous, and I will definitely be using it mostly as a bedroom melt. I might be able to get away with it in my Florida room, but its disposition is definitely a bedroom smell. Anyway, it is glorious. So I am extremely happy with all of these bars, and I'm really proud of myself that I've made it up past 15 minutes just on a 5-bar bundle. So would I repurchase all of them? The answer is yes, I think so. Would I club all of them? I don't think that I will club all of them, but let's make sure I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Now, I don't know that I'm going to club Cherry's Jubilee, not because I don't love it. I just will have to fight with myself whether this is one I would melt enough, but I think I'll get 4 or 5 more for sure. I'm gonna club Sleigh Ride just because you're talking to me. I have to have every good tree scent, and this is a good tree scent. I'm definitely going to club Rum Plum because there is just no way that I'm missing out on a sister scent to sweet plum pastry that performs well and has excellent, excellent pastry quality. I'm not going to club Cranberry Candy Cane because I got excited about it because it's outstanding in its category, but I will definitely get more. And I will absolutely put in my bi-monthly club, I think, Vanilla Barnwood, because I was silly enough to take Pacific Sandalwood out and I need something along those lines. So definitely get this bundle. It will be available on October the 1st. And if you want an even better deal, do a bundle and save, throw in some other bar. And just so you guys know, my Starry Pumpkin and Cashmere Pumpkin, whatever it is, bar, that scent and warmer of the month kit, for some reason, I have to say, since he shipped it on time, UPS has not done anything with my shipment. So it was ready to go on Tuesday. This is Friday. As far as I know, it's still sitting there dead in the water, not being picked up, not being sent anywhere. So personally, this has been the most frustrating month I've ever had working for Scentsy, where everything that I wanted to share with you guys before October the 1st has gotten stuck and delayed. So I apologize. I don't know if it will even get moving fast enough for me to get it before October 1st, but I certainly hope so. But at least we have these, and I'm going to do a walkthrough of the holiday collection. I had to print the brochure because that's also held up in another order that's not moving. And I have a few other things to share with you guys for Scentsy News that'll be launching, or at least it'll be a sneak peek for us as consultants, and I'll tell you about it on the 25th of September. So that's another video that will be going up next. Have a great day, guys, and totally get these bars. Elizabeth Quinn with Elizabeth Scenes and Scents. God bless. Bye-bye.